What kind of bimbo brings a shovel to a gunfight anyway? I should shoot you right now on general principle.
I know where you sleep, motherfucker.
Listen, shut the f up. Let me handle this.
Nip, I can nip this right in the butt. Like, yeah.
Harley, it's cool, baby. It's cool. We just talking. Harley, baby, stay with me now. Forgive Benny now. He just salty because he FOMO'd in and he bought Sinverse way too high. Want that shovel with me, baby, not him. Listen, you just hang back and you don't do a goddamn thing. Harley, you're doing great, baby. I'm proud of you, and Joker's proud of you. Tell Harley you're proud of her, Joker.
I'm proud of you, honey bunny.
I love you, honey bunny.
I love you too, honey bunny.
Now, I want you to go into that bag and you get out my ledger wallet, and my Sinverse land NFTs better be there. Do you understand me? If a single Sin token is missing from that wallet, my wrath shall be upon you. Do you understand me, motherfucker? Right now, we're just all gonna take a chill pill, and we're gonna tune in and see what Road Dogg says. All right, everybody just calm down. Calm down, it's gonna be all right. It's almost over. It's almost over, Harley. Just calm down.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dogg. My name is Lane. I am your captain of the night on this crazy vessel that we call crypto out here in the ocean. Guys, are your bags pumping? Are you seeing them go down just a little bit? Are you kind of seeing the fluctuation in the altcoins? And now a little bit, people getting a little bit nervous about some things because, hey, number didn't go up as much today. It's kind of the feel that I'm getting out there. Top 100 over here, man. We got a lot more red than we do green. A lot more pullbacks going on. Some things are still continuing up, like Tau doing pretty well. It's 86.39. not bad for that one. A lot of them are getting a little bit of a pullback. You go, Hex. You do it, baby. Do it, Hex. Get back up there. So whether you're watching live or checking us out later, welcome to the show. Just a little rundown on what we do. Normally we go over Bitcoin, look at the end of the season, the market, try to do that kind of quickly. Not going to spend very much time there at all tonight because we're going to focus on altcoins and probably dive into some Degen plays here, some things that maybe we haven't had our eyes on lately. Let's look at a few things, look at a few things that are outside of our memory and maybe some that you're not familiar with at all. Trying to find those gems at this point in the market. Here we are on Bitcoin. What's good, what's bad? I'm just going to stick with the daily today because, you know, as long as we are above the 9 daily moving average, I'm good. Although I am concerned about the continual rejection that we have up here at this trend line. And that trend line is coming from this top here to that top there. And then now we got a third touch right here. So valid trend line, very valid, giving us a hella resistance right here. The positives I can say here are, well, let me give you another concern that I have. We do have rising price, steadily rising, and we got falling volume, and that kind of signals weakness in this current trend. Like we're at a resistance area. We can get rejected here and come back down to this 21 moving average area. It's at the bottom of this trend line. Also over here at this 800 moving average. So it would not be really a surprise to see price kind of come down here, make the little Bart Simpson type pattern or something similar, or maybe just, you know, slowly drain its way down here. I don't know how it get here, but you know, a good chance that we may be coming back to this area around 32,000. We could get a bounce there and continue up. The very bullish scenario that we would like to see is for this one to just go ahead and get above this trend line, but man, it's losing steam. It needs some fresh blood to come in here for that to happen. And I don't know, I'm not seeing it yet, but we're not ready for this, and we're not ready for a drop yet, according to the daily. Smaller time frames looking kind of iffy, but the daily's still holding strong. So just want to throw that out there. But the fall in volume with the price still rising, that's a little bit of a concern for me. On the plus side, Ichimoku Clouds, it's on board. It's cool. It's ready to go up if we want to go up. It's ready to catch us if we want to, it's all right. We did get that golden cross here. It's 50 moving average. That's the blue one crossing over the yellow one right there. Let's blow that little baby up. That is official buy signal. Does not mean buy right now. It means, the next pullback or something might be a chance to look at getting in. And, that could be down here, 32,000 in that area. We're getting some tiredness here in our MACD, a little bit of a lagging indicator, but see our histogram's coming down. We're getting that little curvy on our lines up here. Now, when that does cross, well, we're looking at a downward trend. But it's not close to doing it yet. It's just showing signs that it wants to, and we just have to give it some time to play out. What I do like is that money flow keeps going up on the daily. We got a little pullback on stochastics, but they can easily go right back up. So we could be looking at the scenario with this particular indicator where, we get red dot over here, then we get a green dot, and then we get a red dot. So we may be playing something like that over here, which is, that's typical for, this upward. It's not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. Money flow coming in is the biggest thing to take notice of on this indicator. So we'll come down to the 4 hour just to check in on that. And we see that we're flatting, we're lining out here. Looks to be, in some kind of a triangular shape, flagging out. Could be a pennant. We talked about that. Do have measure moves for that going to the upside. Right now, we're just seeing our moving averages just kind of catch up with price action. And soon we're getting the 50 to come up there. And now typically when you're doing moving average theory with the 5 moving average strategy, your pullbacks will come back to the 21 and on a bigger pullback to the 50. We could get a bounce off this 50. We would need to, really. If we don't see something on the 4 hour as price kind of meets the 50 moving average. If we don't see a bounce up from that, I would look for a sideways and possibly more probable down. So that's the signs I can give on the 4 hour there. And of course, if it moves down, and on this particular time frame, it would be aiming for the 100 moving average, comes in at the bottom of the pattern. So getting really close there on the Ichimoku cloud. So this is the last day of October. Halloween, happy Halloween, happy Samhain, if you pronounce it right, to all you guys out there. And let's end of the month. We need to take a cursory look at the monthly candle. Bum, bum, bum. I want to turn it over here on regular candles to Christmas tree candles, because this is my index here, my Bitcoin index here. I like to use this one a lot for my bigger time frame projections, basically. So I've got the resistance points here at the bottom of these candle bodies. I think that's relevant. There's also a little resistance at 38, but that comes in about 34.5, and that's where we currently are. This is where we're getting rejected off of. There are these previous candle bodies right over here in this area, and then these wicks. So that's where we're finding resistance currently. Now, it's interesting that we are under the Ichimoku green cloud here, meaning that we're still in bearish territory, technically on the monthly time frame. But that's a lovely, beautiful monthly candle. There is no doubt. That is a candle of greatness for the monthly. October, baby. October. Once again, you have proven to be a very viable, positive month. There is something called, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. You can Google it on Wikipedia, but called the Halloween effect. And there is actually a strategy built around Halloween in October, where you start buying in, building your positions, and then you sell in May, walk away. So buy in October, sell in May, and that's a viable strategy. You do see the market start taking a turnaround, usually in the fourth quarter, in October, and then, of course, in May, usually pullbacks or drops. So it is fairly consistent. So the file in the back of your brain, if you haven't heard of that before. And if you have heard it, well, you've already seen the effects. So let me flip over to my other regular candles. I just like the Heikinashi because they take the noise out, and then I like the colors better that I got them set up. Now, I was over on my Telegram group. Of course, it's a free group, just to let you guys know. But I did something interesting, and it made me see something that I really wasn't looking for before. Where are we? Not the trade setup, just over in the lounge area. We had a few people that came in over here, so I just hit them up with a welcome. Jessica and Growth Stomper 11. But I was trying to display, what our AI bot over here with CoinTrends. CoinTrends is an awesome company. We got their professional version of the AI bot here on the trading the Telegram group. And it does a lot of stuff. It will analyze things. It will pull up charts. But I thought this was interesting. I did it to give it ideas, BTUSD, and it pulls it from TradingView. This is somebody's idea, and I really haven't looked at this idea in a while. But that's very valid, very, very valid. I like that. I like that chart because it's an overall big picture of Bitcoin, and it just broke out of a channel. It did. This is very valid, very good. Great analysis there, and so simple. Simple is always often the best. Oh, we got Floki Safe Moon over there. How about that? I didn't do that. Oh, cool. But anyway, our bot had that and pulled that up, and you can do some other stuff. And I think you can even get it to switch. It does some cool. It'll play different things. It'll also analyze things for you, draw charts. It does a lot of cool stuff. And you just have to press the little slash button, and it brings up the menu of stuff and gives you examples of all the stuff you can do. It is very cool. CoinTrends, if you're not familiar with them, check them out. They do have like a portfolio tracker kind of thing going on. Really cool, but the bot is amazing. And they just added AI a while back, and it's really just made it outstanding. And it's there for you guys to use for free if you want. if you can navigate the labyrinth of my Telegram group, because I've got it fractioned off into lots of different sections. I had no clue what I was doing. All right, so I think I'm pretty much done with Bitcoin here. I just, either we break to the upside of this falling or this rising wedge, or it does what it normally does and dump us down. They're getting the bear trap that we had here, which now you got to keep in mind, even though it's a rising wedge, it's still a channel, and this parallel line right here will come down and apply. So both of them are technically bearish to be going in the uptrend. Anything else I can add here on the monthly is that the monthly looks good. We got our crosses here on the MACD a couple of months ago. Back in July is when that official cross was. That's when we officially became bullish in July, when this monthly crossed. And it takes it a while for these things to play out once they cross. I'm just saying, it takes months and months. So we should be on an upswing now. That it can level out, it can go flat, it can do all kinds of things while this builds to the upside. Doesn't mean the number goes straight up. In my personal opinion, I still think we got a good chance to just play in a range, and the weekly time frame can probably show that a little bit more. Blow this little guy up, and let me identify our ranges and blow these up a little bit bigger. So we're at a top of a range, and also this green line down here, painted green as support. And the smaller range that we just kind of got out of here at 30,000. Let's go ahead and put that. So all the time we were down in this area, then we were in this range, came down to this area, came back into that range. And we're just going up level by level. And that's about as basic as a strategy as you can get with horizontal support lines. The 101s of technical analysis right there. You can play that. Just knowing that, how to do the horizontal support and resistance lines, can help you immensely if you're brand new to TA or trading, and you're just looking left and finding the areas where there's, where we're at bottom, especially candle wick sometimes, and candle bodies are the strongest. But now we're in this range between 30,000 and 35. We may stay here for a little while. It may just kind of negate this triangle and may make it more of, the channel. So just some ideas to consider if we don't see that big bullish breakout. But there are some signs here. Look what's going on the weekly. This is, or on the weekly, this is huge. I don't know if I haven't seen anyone really dive into this lately. I'm sure somebody has, because moving averages I use, a lot of other people use them too, just not in the particular order that I have, I think. The 9 is crossing over the 200. 21's already done it. So that's looking kind of juicy with their moving averages and how they're crossing over. Now the 50 is still way down here at 25.5. That's a fallback. If we get a steep correction, 25.5 is where we're headed. That will be the steep 50 moving averages on whatever time frames. Those are your steeper corrections. But do notice that the 100 has finally crossed the 200 negatively. Now that's a really lagging indicator when those two cross. They're very lagging. So the effects from that are usually not felt for a while. But that could be giving us, some resistance here in give it a couple of weeks to start playing out here. So wherever we do get to, expect that to come in and kind of drag us down a little bit. But being above the weekly 200 moving average, that's huge. Getting that cross of the 9 over there and being above the 9 on the weekly, huge. Monthly, pay attention to this. We are above the 9 on the monthly. We have been for a while, but definitely solidly above it. Monthly candle open right there. So pretty awesome there. Things are looking good. although we're not out of the woods yet, and it's definitely not number just go up, we can easily get a pullback. And if you're trading Bitcoin or longing Bitcoin here, you're just remember you're long in the tops, baby. It's kind of risky. We're in a situation where it might work for you. But in normal situations, this is typically a dumb idea. That's just you typically don't want to buy when things are higher at their toppy tops. That's just the general rule, because they usually go back to their bottomy bottoms, and it's not a fun ride. And that's where the market makers have been wanting to keep us for this past week, just keeping us. What's it gonna do? I don't know. Now I'm getting nervous. It looks so bullish, and now I don't know. That's exactly what they want. They love that. That's how they make their money, because then we get wishy-washy traders doing wishy-washy things, making wishy-washy decisions, and especially a week like, I don't know, when the Fed comes out with news, that's their favorite time to do the whiplash and whipsaw action. So tomorrow expect some volatility if you're in some Bitcoin, and even be careful with your altcoins, but Bitcoin's probably going to have a heyday. We'll probably get the typical whipsaw action. Where were we? I can't remember the last time that we had that, but that doesn't look very extreme, but that's the kind of thing that they like to do. It's just they might take price up and then slam it down all the way down, and they will just destroy shorts and longs, high leverage. They will wipe out stop losses and everything. That's how they play the game, especially when the Fed has an announcement. So just be aware of that. It's going to be probably be a little bit shaky tomorrow. And here we are on the 1 hour. And see how this one is. We were looking at the 4 hour, right? Seeing that the 50 comes up. You can even fine tune it here on the 1 hour. We will get an idea as this 200 moving average comes up to price here on the 1 hour. This is a make or break moment, particularly for this time frame, because if it doesn't decide to bounce off of that and go up, well, I'm afraid this move is ready to move to the downside, and just take its lumps here. And overall, it's not a terrible thing, because I mean, we nailed it. We went up so high, right? It's good to have a pullback. But usually, if it's not after a bear trap like this, if it's not strong enough to break to the other side quickly, it's a sign for caution. I'll just put it that way. Just 32 may come into play. All right, so let's get off Bitcoin. We've done the mathematical thing, all that stuff, saying, hey, be careful. The only quick thing we got to look at is our indices, because that gives us an idea what's going on with our altcoins, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Money is still kind of coming out of Tether, stablecoins, finding homes. It's starting to get into Bitcoin a little bit more now, leaving altcoins just a little bit. So that's where we're getting our little pullbacks today. This is on the daily charts here. We're getting a little bit tired, but remember, we got rising price and falling volume. That means that this is getting weak. And besides, any kind of rising pattern like that, well, even though they point up, they are bearish, meaning that they get weak and break to the downside. So we may get a little pullback, and that's actually kind of healthy. We had a little one over here, thought that would be enough, but it doesn't go straight up all the time. But I'm very happy overall with altcoins, because we broke out of the trend line there and out of a pattern that should take us up. We should still see about $40 billion yet to come in altcoins. It just won't come all at once. So if anything, altcoins, this is total 3, could get a pullback back to this trend line. We could lose, what is it, about 15 billion over the next week, and then bounce back in the coming week here in November. So just some ideas there. So just checking out some of the strong ones we got: Via, Viot, Velo, Stratos. That was actually on one of my lists here. And some of the newbies we got, these are the ones that have been up for the year. Let's put it on the day or the week to see how they're doing. And some of these are some of the new ones. Gas has been very interesting. Neo Gas. And if you have Neo in your wallet, you should be earning gas. If you got it on exchange, you're probably not getting that gas. And I've got one wallet where I think I've got my Neo on XC now since I had to move it off KuCoin. Me getting no gas no more. May have to put it back in Exodus wallet or somewhere. That gas is getting expensive there. That's kind of high. So it was usually down about $2 and you know, it's done some things. Neo is a Chinese favorite, kind of like a Chinese Ethereum version. Catches ground. Demetria, she pumped up today. All right, so through with Bitcoin, through with that, we're ready to rock on to the altcoins. Let me get over here to the chat, see what you guys are up to. Say hello, Strega, Grizz. Hey, man, how's it going, people? Strega said, so too soon on, I call it mini. It's Marinade, right? With Saul going mad. Was that on my list? I have got a list on top of the other list that I haven't quite went through. No, it wasn't Marinade. That one has caught my eye, though. And lost my chat again. Trying to get that box off. So too soon on Marinade. Boy, if you sold in profit, hey man, be glad for your profits. What's up, Lane? How's it going, Grizz? Hey, tacos and beer. Tacos. Strega says, but I picked up more Barra Network. And what is... Oh man, there's more. I finally got an icon change in my wallet. Cool. Man, this box. That's annoying. I sure hope they don't screw it up. Hey, Moo Man, how's it going, man? Happy Halloween, everybody. Strega, let's check out... I'm not familiar with Barra Network. Here we're... I've got some obsolete coins to go over. There's some that we've covered on this channel before we haven't looked at that are kind of popping right now. And there's some Degen coins that we might want to check out here on some of these indices I got pulled up. So those are some things that we can do. May not get to any of this or a lot of this, but we'll just go wherever the night takes us. So Barra, I'm guessing that's Barra Network, right? And it's on PancakeSwap, DeFi Llama, and on Coinbase. Definitely in a fall. Is this a 4 hour? Oh, okay. Meant to go here. Oh, we're not even there, are we? Okay, so extremely new. What if CoinGecko has it? Strega, you find out about this stuff, man. It amazes me. In the wrong thing. So I think Strega has the gift for finding some of these low cap and micro cap. He could be a gem picker. And that is a skill unto itself. It really is. Maximum supply is infinity. So there's a flag. 10 billion. It's at 5 cents. And we've seen the chart. I was just curious about... It's over on this side. All-time high was a month ago. It was 27 cents. It's down 80%. So a month ago. Interesting. CoinGecko does not really tell me what this does, and that's why I get upset at CoinGecko, because I just want to go give me a synopsis of what it does. Or market cap does do that. This one doesn't. Looks interesting. Oh, white screen. Fair Network Web3's paradigm shift. Build, test, and run your own dApps at warp speed with Web3's highest performing layer 1 decentralized network. Ooh, cool. Did you see that website? That was so cool. I scrolled my mouse thing, that little gear, and then we get this. Whatever is best use cases, gaming, finance. This is a cool website. Very well made website, and many others. Okay. Interesting. Well, their website definitely fits with, it's very interactive, man. That is cool. So it fits right in with their narrative in gaming. I can give them credit for that. That is wild. Okay. So new projects and the new projects will get the hype. That's why, actually, I want to go back to their website. I want to come down. Man, talk about, they've done a great job on this website. There's no denying. I want to come down to, how do I navigate to there? Their community, Telegram, and all that master program. Ecosystem. I was trying to find partnerships and things like that. That's really what I was trying to look for. I'm not seeing it right here. That's pretty cool, dude. So, wow. Okay. Definitely worth looking at. Now it's had its run in, right? And it's only been out for a little while. It's a new coin. It seems to be a new thing. So it's at 32 cents when it started. It's at 5 cents now. It's down 80%. And it appears like it's possibly trying to do a little double bottom down here. Ichimoku Cloud's a little iffy, so we're not solid there. Got a sea of red there and money flow, as you would expect with that, but it's starting to curve out if it can hold. That's just the thing. We got to see if it will hold. It may still have a little bit more downside. However, not bad, but it's nice to see it's leveling out, but it looked like it's doing over here. So we don't want to see this happening because, well, that frankly would just suck. So this is where we start getting into our moving average a little bit. And we're still below the 9, so that means, yeah, we can still technically come down a little bit. It looks like we're getting a retracement. We're just under the 786. I'd like to see this level here at 5.27 cents hold. That would be cool. That's the 886 retracement right there, and if we're trying to do a double bottom, it should catch there. Of course, there's also the chance that it can come back down to where it was before. That would kind of suck. Come all the way back. Well, it's just a 5 cents. We're talking about fractions of a penny here. And when you talk about this thing getting up to 38 cents, does it matter if you got it at 5.1 or if you got in at 5.3 cents? I mean, when you start getting to 38 cents and things like that, where we were before, not really. Not really, but I would like to see the moving averages do just a little bit more. We just don't have enough data on it. 1 hour's is still looking rough. So it looks like it does possibly want to come down here. Currently, it's on the 1 hour. It is in a pattern, a falling wedge pattern right here that it could break to the upside and retest at 21. So it could see something like that before it comes down. But eventually 5.2, just fractions of a penny. A few percent points there. 5.5, 5.5 cents is going to be an area it's got to contend with. That's going to be a little bit of an issue right there. But the bigger scenario here, well, but it coming back up to 7.2 cents. That's where I'd put a target right there. I'm guesstimating to get that. I'm assuming, so I'm speculating, but that's what we do with technical analysis. Or I just want to make it clear, this is speculative technical analysis where I'm forecasting where price will go to make my next move. Kind of like looking ahead in chess. So we determined that it should come down to the 886, so I drew a Fibonacci from swing high down to that target, which I just erased. Back up and get that back. Right there. And then now I can look at some retracement areas to look at for a trade, with the 1.272 being, you know, my bigger target. And a 618 and a 786. 786 looks like it may come into play right there. 618s are generally where you will find rejection, and sometimes, you know, price will retrace. You know, it's a good place to take a little profits, and you can also get a chance to buy in cheaper if you desire to on a trade. But look what we got here. If the scenario does play out for a trade setup, 618 gives you a 17% return. The full move up there to 7.2 cents gives us 36%. That's what I'm looking for, because if we do this and get this double bottom, then we got a bigger move ahead. That's the move that we want to see. And that one can take us up here to this area about 8.4. Of course, this is taking a little time to get there, but and that's where you get a 60% return. It would take a little, it might take a little bit of time, but we are in a 1 hour time frame, so I don't know, what would you say, maybe a week? A week possible to reach that target? It looks interesting. So shout out to Strega for just sharing that little bit of information. I see a little bit of a possibility there. It just looks like it needs to come down for the next few hours there. I think it's got a little bit further to go. Gotta start seeing, man, I erased it again. Gotta start seeing something out of this cloud though. I want to see it getting thick and get the price getting above the 9 moving average. That's what I look for in the 1 hour. If I can get that little yellow line away, we can actually see what's going on. So come down here probably, and then if it gets above the 9 moving average on a bounce, it's more than likely it'll probably stick. In my personal opinion, so cool. Chris says, Strega the gem finder. I believe it. Gaming token. So what is COD is a pretty good gaming project too. That's what Moo Man says. Is this I'm thinking, yeah, that's the one. I've got some of this. I do have some of that. It's kind of it was one of my random Binance smart chain plays over in PancakeSwap. And I got into it. It was mentioned on Tokenmetrics, so this one and Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu was another one that they had as a possible, you know, meme coin play. So Katana Inu, how's it do? Oh, good. You're pumping? I like it when you pump, baby. Pump my bags. Pump my bags. Let me come over to the weekly so we can cut out some of this noise. So kind of like what we were just talking about with what was it we just looked at? The one we just looked at. Gosh, I cannot remember. 886 retracement, and then getting above the 9 moving average, and as we're starting to confirm that it's the bottoming out there. So kind of like this, and you'll probably see a lot of this. You'll probably see very similar setups in a lot of these coins right now. So that's interesting to me, and that's on the weekly. And on the weekly, I mean, it's ready to go up. I mean, look at your MACD. It's already crossed, and it's moving its way up, you know, and once it does that and gets a move going, it usually takes a little while to go. So I definitely see us eventually trying to come back up to the top here to confirm a double bottom how big of a move is that? Is that like a god move right there? That's a 223% move. That's going to take a little while to play out. But once it gets started, it looks like it does it very quickly, right? And again, I'd always do my 272s because I'm telling you, man, I don't know the percentage of times that these hit, but they hit a great majority of the time. And it takes a while to get there, but that target, it's just like a magic number. So cool. Good. I need to get a game plan for when to get out of or take profits. I want to set an alarm there, because if not, I'll forget about all this. Do we want to go once per bar? Okay. Take profit. It's a little friendly reminder for myself. So I set an alarm there on that price. Oh, I tried to move it. Okay, I moved it back. I should probably set another alarm a little bit lower, just so I don't miss it. But I like that, and it's got a nice rounding shape going on there, so that's a good sign. Rounding shapes usually end up pretty well, usually. Every once in a while, they'll fall through and have to catch another level, but it usually does end pretty well. And that's overall what we've got going on right now. So cool. Bottoming accumulation, and eventually small bags grow into big bags. You know, Katana Inu. It's Remy, or is it Remy No Limit? Oh man, I'm getting that box thing again. Let me pull my chest over here. Can you talk about Solana? I can talk about it. I don't know if I got much to say about it. We can definitely look at it. I do have Solana. I've got a bag of it. I did not add a bunch to. I've added a little bit to my positions down at the juicy prices, but I mean, I've not went all out. It's not like one of my biggest bags, but it is a decent bag for me. And I do have some NFTs on the system, art punks. Mainly I got sucked into art punks. Trying to give NFTs a play to see if they really work out, but I've always been speculative about the NFT sector. I think it's got lots of potential. We want a good chart, but in use case, it's all about use case, and there's better use cases than just trading pictures and making trading cards. Because remember, people get bored with stuff. How far is this one? I want one. Yeah, we can use that. We're on the weekly here. Yeah, we can do this. All right, so Solana, it's a VC favorite. The VCs like this one. Now, Invest Answers, James from Invest Answer, he has always been. I like him. Okay, I do like him because he came from that side, the legacy side. The options, the puts, and all the, the stocks and Tesla and all that trade. And he's been doing it for a long time. So he brought that knowledge over to crypto. And the way that he analyzes sectors and does fundamental analysis and stuff is it's amazing. I mean, really in depth and stuff. But he did all of his research, and he really likes Solana. And so he's. But it took him a long time. What I think is interesting, it took him forever. He started out with Bitcoin, and you'd watch him, and he'd be talking mostly at stocks and then Bitcoin. Then Ethereum. All right, dabble in those. Then he got bit by the bug, and then you're like, oh yeah, baby, you're one of us now. You're one of us. Then he started getting into more and more altcoins. But he came up with some cool systems to kind of analyze them and pick out winners and losers and things like that. But he's really big on Solana, and some people are, and some people aren't. It's had a checkered past, and you got to admit that with Alameda. Alameda was behind a lot of that lift. It was artificial. So, I mean, we haven't really seen authentic price action out of it, I don't think, to see its real true values, because it's just been manipulated to all get out. It's had its problems, but the VC still like it. James still likes it. And so what it tells me with James over there, him coming from that mindset, that's the new money that's coming in are coming with those same mindsets and looking at some of those same metrics. So to me, that just gives it a brighter future. So for however good it is, we'll see. That'll prove out. But the big money kind of likes it. And if the big money likes it, it's where the money flows. What's the saying? Profit goes where the money flows. I don't know. But money flow is starting to come to the upside here on the weekly. Starting to get some nice moves there and looking for the upside. So I like that. So, I mean, and here on the daily, it's unquestionable we are in the green on money flow. The Ichimoku cloud looks amazing. We're going to get a hiccup up here at Lucy's line. And that is these... I swear it just sounds like I'm some crazy nut every time I say this, but I only use it because it actually applies. It is the 666 moving average. And when you backtest this and you just see it plays out, it works for both support and resistance. And so definitely at $40, Lucy's going to have something to say. She's going to sit on price a little bit there. And that's kind of sad because that's just a little bit above this rising channel. So even though we're getting a little bit of a breakout, I don't know. Lucy's going to have to let price action go for it to do what it needs to do. Now, technically breaking out of this, we should be looking for some strong price movement to the upside, especially since we got the green dot here on Market Cipher. Divergence is not terrible. I mean, it's forming, but you're getting set up for a possible parabolic move. Lucy's standing in the way, but the one target you want to look at is the 800 moving average up here at $63. I've noticed in my analysis, I swing a little bit more with the moving averages because they're just so dang accurate. They are. You got so many tools at your disposals to figure out where price is going. Between measured moves, moving averages, they're all support resistance areas. There's a measured move that should take us up to $54, so that's an area to look at. Do I agree with that so much? Bring it down just a little bit. 53.69. Coming over to the tops of these, I would think it might be a little bit lower, 48, where we might see a real big hiccup, but just throwing that moving average out there. On Solana, can we color you the right color, mister? So measure moves, I like to keep blue. I like to color code my lines so that it helps me jog my memory what I'm looking at and my ideas. Reds are usually targets. Now let's take a look on the daily at our normal 5 moving average. And this is the normal 5 moving average strategy that I talk about all the time. So 50 across the 200, that's the golden cross. That is your buy signal. And I always like to follow that. Doesn't mean to buy today, but maybe the next pullback. Sadly, on this example, there was no pullback except for coming back to touch that 9 moving average. As long as price is above the 9 moving average, we're bullish. That we're on a strong trend. 9 moving average means strong trend, and whatever, if strong trend up, if you're below it, it's strong trend down. And once you break that 9, and then we're looking at a reversal. So the 9 moving average is your friend, and I'm not sure if I don't see a whole lot of people use that, sadly. I've seen some people get down to the 5. Now the 5 is that's too noisy in my personal opinion, and very easy for price to bump in and out. With the 9, you're pretty solid about where it stays and where it bounces off of. 9 is a very important number. It always returns to itself. And the people behind all these algorithms seem to have that opinion too, my personal opinion. So things are looking good for Solana. I just think there's a possibility for hiccups, but I'm curious if it's got enough strength to go parabolic. The price is very far away from the 100, 200 moving average. Oh, from most of the moving averages down here. So there is still a possibility that there may be a bear trap or a bull trap there and maybe drive us back in. And if it does, we can look at coming down by halfway. And this makes perfect sense to touch that 21 moving average, or maybe in the 50, one of those two. So 28 may come into play if we fall back into this channel. Just throwing that out there. Which, if it does, it's probably a good time to add to bags, and I may consider doing that at 28, maybe. I knew when it was down at $8, I was like, you gonna buy it? I let my bias get to me. I think I did pick up somewhere around 12 though. Just a few to add to my bag though. But overall, I like it. But a pullback to 28 could be in the works. Could be. I think it's a juicy buy area. And it's Remy says algo. Algorand is an interesting one. I don't know. It's not one of my top picks, but I do like a project that's on it called Opulus that I'm getting kind of heavier into. Let's see. We got some noise over there. I haven't looked in the. That's how long I've looked at it on this chart. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit, clean up, and let's just look at this guy. So we got a lower. Did we go lower? I think we did. But still in the same territory there. So hopefully we're double bottoming. Hopefully. Again, I'm going to be looking at the 9 moving average to kind of give me some clues, and we broke above it, so I'm taking that as a good sign here on the weekly that we could have some more upside. Ichimoku cloud's getting a little thick there. It's kind of acts like a magnet to eventually draw us into it. So accumulation, but you know, the accumulation may continue for a little while on this. Taking this particular channel to that candle body, and it's actually coming down to the top of where we are, giving us some resistance. So I want to watch that. That's kind of, now this is a falling channel and they should break to the upside. And if on top of my head, I think it's around 64%. Thomas Bukowski, I think, I may have to go back to his site, refresh my memory on that. To the best of my knowledge, I think it is about 64% chance to break to the upside. Getting a partial decline here, so that's helping. So it looks like it's trying to turn around. We've got a little bit of divergence forming here on our RSI, bear. So that's what I look for when we're coming to the, you know, on patterns like this where we just seem to drop and drop. Finding a level of support where it's kind of balancing out and then looking for divergences. That kind of gives you the clues that, hey, I think we're about to reverse here. I think we found bottom. So RSI from the underside is going to the ups, and it's kind of slight. Well, it depends on how you scale it. We're also going up over here though, but from where we measured, it was down here. So you got to kind of look at these. So RSI, we took our first measurement at this point and it started slanting up, and from that point here, it's slanting down. That is our, we got it here. That is bullish divergence. That is the this side of the bow tie. I got that? Yeah, this. You're right, it's my left, I don't know. It's the one on the top left corner in that little diagram I put up. So very possible we are getting the reversal here and getting our bottom here, which makes it a bigger double bottom. Now, if you really zoom out on the double bottoms, you know that where they try to come back up, who is the butt crack, which is, we're looking at $2.20, and then. And even as high, I mean, we wicked up to 296, right? So this is very, very long term right here. But eventually price will meander through however it does it to get back up here. And then if we break above it, man, I mean, we're going to double. It will double the price you have a new target, whole new range, and if a double bottom confirms, then you got the possibility of getting 575 out of this, which is currently trading at 10 cents. So tell me. I do know, and one of the coins that I did want to look at tonight, and I think since we're on Algorand, we'll get into that, is Opulus. Because she's going up. Now, we got this trend line here that we lost, so that's going to be resistance on our way up. So I am looking for that. Other little tricks you can do is the Fibonacci, but retracement. But the weekly is giving me all that we need to know. The bigger time frames went out. We've reclaimed the non-moving average, and we're trying to reclaim that 21 on there. So if you come over to the daily, we're working on getting to our 200 moving average. When we reclaim that, we will definitely be officially bullish. And we got to break out of a falling wedge pattern here, depending on how you want to do it. And let's just go to the extremes there. Here, a little measured move there, saying at 14 cents coming into play, and you also see that's a support resistance flip area there. So there's our confluence for that idea that is likely to hit. There is also a good chance that you may get a pullback back to this area just over 10 cents, and we're at 10.8 cents right now. You can expect a pullback on a falling wedge. It happens about 64% chance. 64% of the time you do get a pullback. Now, whether that immediately happens now or if it comes up the 200 moving average and pulls back, it's healthy. It's just normal for it to do that, but it can affect the performance. But we might see that before we actually get up there to 14 cents. So kind of cool. And just keep in mind, this is part of a bigger pattern. That bigger channel, just getting there is our breakout of the bigger pattern. There's a bigger move ahead. And did we take that? I think we did. I'm going to look at it this way though. It's the same measurement. Except I've got to put it in the right spot to try to be halfway accurate there. And it suggests 35 cents maybe on the table here for a measure move for the bigger falling wedge that we've lackluster, have a lackluster breakout and just kind of bottom out. But these do have a 68% chance to break to the upside. And sometimes they just don't always go up there. Sometimes it takes them a while. And if there's no volume on the breakout, it's probably going to be one of those that takes a little while, but that's pretty impressive though. So here on the daily, I mean, that's a 244% return, and I'm not saying they'll get there easily, but just getting up to 14 cents is about 40% return on jumping in right now. So some ideas to be had there on Algorand. I like it. We're starting to see things turn around. And you can't deny that this is a juicy price for Algorand, especially if it gets up to $2.50 or even $5. That may be possible. So since we're on Algorand, I want to take a look at Opulus real quick over on, I got on KuCoin and MEXC. Because she's pumping, baby. She's pumping. I like this one. This one's a very unique play, and I've covered it. I've got a video out on it, talking about the project and everything, and breaking down the TA at the time. But I think this one's got some good legs, and it's following Algorand a lot. We got a double bottom scenario. The same situation can apply. Because a double bottom just confirms a range that we're in, and when we break out of that range, we go to a new one, which is usually about the same width and price structure. So 61 cents could be possible out of Opulus, which is currently trading, what is that, about a dime right now? Trading at the same price as Algorand. Interesting, huh? And it could go even, look, this coin was up to 765. it was around at the bull market. Not very well known. It's a play for musicians where they can put their royalties up on their songs to get loans. And so when they do that, you earn the royalty. As long as we get the contract out for the NFT where they've got a loan taken out, you get the portion of the royalties. It's kind of a real cool concept and lets musicians, record companies are not that easy to work with, and they pull a lot of shenanigans. A lot of people are going independent now, and this just kind of opens up the door for that, gives them opportunities to get the capital they need to get their productions and get their their albums out, get their music out there. And there's a lot of recognizable names that are using that, so it's just kind of cool. So I think it's got a use case, and it may take off. It may get just the right hype to get us up to some big numbers. I think this one could possibly be a 50 or 100x, in my personal opinion, for a long-term hold, and that's what I'm doing with it. So I just got it working over on the network, just a mistake in it. You don't get very much return anymore. I still got a few contracts locked in. I think about 15% return, but most of them are it's not very much. So interesting project, and I see it's heading up. It reclaimed its daily moving average there. It's looking strong to me. And anybody who's not in it, wanting to get in it, well, I'd target that moving average and the 9 moving average, so somewhere between there. But if it drops back to 8 cents, not a bad play in my opinion. But Opulus doing some things. Definitely rocking it out this past week, coming from 5 cents and already 2xing there within about a week. No problem, my man. Moonman, yes, the infamous butt crack pattern. It's a real thing. There are a few projects, and these are just being brought to my attention. I'm not in this one. This is CFG. Centrifuge. Okay. I've heard of that. I'm not familiar with it at all. These little guys seem to be like they're trying to do something here and at a juicy price. So let's talk a minute about price structure and trading, and when to get in on a project and when not to. Well, maybe not when not to, but when not to be afraid of it, I guess, at this point in the market when we're bombing out. The conservative play, the really conservative traders, what they will do is look for a confirmation that we got a trend change. So we were down on this one, undeniably trend was down, right? And now it looks like we're bottoming out. So what they will do basically is, a conservative trader would get a line in the sand, a support resistance flip, and once it starts showing that bullish signs, that's when they get in. They're not really trying to target the low juicy bottoms, doing the whale strategy, and some of the more risky things that a lot of us do here in crypto. They played a little bit safer, so they would buy it at a higher price at 44 cents versus getting it at 23 cents. So it doubled X, and you're like, well, you're just buying high. Well, no, you're just confirming that you're on an upward trend. And when it comes to trading or making money, that's really what matters. I mean, you can definitely build bags. I'm all for that strategy. Building those bags of projects that you believe in the juicy bottom areas when people just aren't really interested or too afraid or whatever. But once a trend confirms where you're making higher highs and higher lows, and that's what will happen if we break out of the support level, it's on, that's when the bigger money likes to jump on. It's a safer trade, low risk, and then ride it up and then bail out at profit areas. So this is Centrifuge, and it looks like, this is the scenario I'm looking at for it, and that would be a very conservative way to play it. Currently it's at 40 cents, so it doesn't have too much further to get there. So we're talking about Degen trading tonight, but yet I'm talking about conservative strategy. So I don't know, take it how you want, but just look at how some of the big money looks at some of this stuff. But when you do that, the beauty of it is that you can set some really, really tight stop losses. So your risk is very little. And very important, especially if you're using leverage to get some tight stop losses in. But you can, and then that allows you to put more money into the trade and get higher risk reward ratios. So like you could have $1,000 trade, but you know, be only risking $50. If it goes against you, I'm out $50. But if it goes against me, I got $1,000 trade that could go from 40 cents to, I don't know, let's just say, you know, 3x. It could turn into a $3,000 bag. That kind of thing is what we're looking at, risk to reward ratio. So that's why the conservative strategy is appealing. But gosh darn it, you got those people like us that just like try to catch these little bottoms and bottom trend lines and build our bags. But we got a breakout here on Centrifuge, and we're on the week. I'm on the weekly. Gosh, I'm on the big time frame. So it's pumped up on the daily, and it looks good, like it wants to do some stuff. There may be a pullback. There usually is. So you can get a chance to get in on this. Now switch time frames. I gotta adjust my lines. We could just go all the way to the wicks, I guess. I usually like candle bodies, but this will work. But that would actually give you a good point to shoot at. If you're trying to get in on it, like if you wanted to get in on this as a trade setup because it's got a breakout, it has a good chance for a retest and then more upside. Buying that 9 moving average on the daily at, what is that, about 38 cents? Because look, we're above the 200 moving average. We already got our golden cross, our buy signal. We got possible inverted head and shoulders type pattern or triple bottom, however you want to look at that. Number go up from this. Get a few targets out here. I don't know how much I trust this particular one. Oh, but we're at a 1618, so yeah, I like it. 71 cents may come into play with that measure move and confluence. $1.04 might be a target for later on. So if it does meet its measure move and 1618 Fibonacci area, it could do that. It could do this. Play this as an inverted head and shoulders, and it takes us right, basically right up there too. About 71 cents. That's 86% return, and you can set a nice juicy tight stop loss there, giving you 11-to-1 risk reward ratio. That's pretty dang good, in my personal opinion. I'm actually going to share, what is the Centrifuge on the daily? Let's go over here to the chart room. Trade setups. Paste this little guy in here. CFG. And daily. Buy the retest, baby. So some possible good returns there on that one. Did we even look at what this thing is? I don't think I need these things. I was going to look at these things, but we're going to run out of time. But I was going to actually look at the Cosmos ecosystem. We can do that at another time, but it's been kind of banging and there's some cool things to look at there. Look at Chihuahua has been up 135%. Meme coin. So one thing that you can do is go by these ecosystems and just kind of, you got the patterns over here on the right hand side. You can kind of look at that and see, get a feel for it. Osmo is doing high. It looks like it's trying to go parabolic. Some of these look like they're trying to go parabolic. Some of them look like they're catching going up, but catching they'll be coming down, like getting some rejection. A lot of these things are looking kind of good. This one, Ori Chain, is getting a little bit of a pullback, but Like and Chihuahua looks like it's trying to go parabolic. So these are some of the things I was going to look at. I may not have time to get through any of that at all. CFG is centrifuge. I just want to take a look at the tokenomics on this one because the chart looked good. It's at 43 cents. Maximum supply is ... whatever. 360 million in circulating supply right now. So we got that to go by 149, just jumped up million, or now 147 million dollar market cap. But she's bottoming out and she's looking good. All-time high 258 2 years ago. I think, did we already look at this? You tell me what you do, right? Centrifuge is a decentralized asset financing protocol. Connects decentralized finance, DeFi, with real-world assets. Cool. While trying to lower the cost of capital for small, mid-sized enterprises. Just something to look at. Just something to look at. It's something that's popping and that I like the chart on. Haven says, can we use AI to find coins, but it actually works? Well, yeah, Tokenmetrics has AI. Now, we got the AI bot over in the Telegram group. I'm telling you, and the developers always adding things. So, so we got those tools there, but for finding and picking out the gems, and it will help you, like if you want to look on Twitter and see what's trending and find things like that, using AI to narrow that stuff down. The bot over in that group will do all that stuff too. But I also like Tokenmetrics, which I've tried to sign in, but my MetaMask, I've got this through the NFT to sign in. But Tokenmetrics has a AI kind of like chatbot thing. And I've just not been able to get onto it because MetaMask, which I'm not a big fan of MetaMask anyway. It's giving me problems. It just wants to do this all the time. Just sit there and do this. So I have no access to Tokenmetrics. But they have an AI bot that's pretty good. It picked out several projections for some. I mean, yeah, it makes some pretty interesting picks. Now, some of them, you know, it doesn't get all the whole story. At one time, it did represent Augur, which after I did more of a deep dive, found out that it's basically a dead project. So there's some things that it misses, but that's one way to use AI, I think. And of course, ChatGPT, a lot of people using it, getting certain prompts out there to kind of get its take. AI is, I mean, it can be very, very cool. Man says sniper bots and collars work pretty well, and we're seeing a lot of more AI bots, and I think that's really kind of fascinating. I don't know. I mean, eventually, I wonder how it's going to transform investing in things like that, because they can be pretty sharp, very analytical, make some good calls and everything. Another one on my list here is RBN. I'm not familiar with this one either, and it may not. Oh gosh, we don't even have anything pulling up on it. Is it that new or that small? I thought for sure you'll make C. Let's go over here to CoinGecko, see what we can find. RBN. They won't tell me what it does though. Ribbon Finance, that's what it is. Ribbon Finance is at 17.8 cents. What the hell's that? $106 million market cap, very similar to what we just looked at with Centrifuge. Maximum supply is 1,820 million out in circulation right now. So most of those are out. So not as big of a dumpy dump coming from unlocking tokens. Like we kind of already went through a majority of that. All-time high 2 years ago is 541. All-time low is 6 months ago, 12 cents. So 554 is where we hit, and we're at 17 cents now. Might be something interesting to look at. Might be. Let's take a look at the website. Ribbon Finance earns sustainable yield through decentralized options, vaults, and lending. Nice. Our products are Steve earn decentralized structured products. So they got a total value of 19 million locked. That's kind of a protocol revenue 5.8 million. A little new. Let's take a look at the chart, see if we got anything there. It's on Coinbase. Okay. Why didn't that show up? And I'm going to zoom out here to the weekly. So here we were, I guess that's $5, and then we kind of just did a hockey stick. All right, so we're down definitely in bottom territory. Falling wedge with the falling wedge with a breakout and retest, and it rode the leg. So it didn't get the great volume. You know, we had a big volume spike over here. There's some volume here, but at the breakout, no volume. No volume, you might have a leg rider. It may be a disappointing breakout, and that's what we got here. What we want to look at is bullish divergence on these breakouts in these bottom areas, and we don't have that quite yet. So in my opinion, this one's not quite ready. It may see some lower areas at 13 cents, possibly. She's trying to get above the 9 moving average on the weekly. That's kind of cool. See what it's doing on the daily here. It's trying to make a move. Okay, so we're getting some, we actually got our bounce here. It's trying to do a little something. So now we can kind of play with this trend line. So it looks like she's trying to get a little bit of a move there. On her way. Take a little measure move. I'm going to put it where we did a retest. And it comes up to maybe 41.5 cents there. That might be something interesting to look at. Maybe. How big of a gain we got? Oh, 133%? Maybe, but it won't be just an easy thing. It is a bit more of a shallow falling wedge, which, you know, they play out better than the more steeper ones. But just the fact of not having volume there, it may range. It may have trouble with this area right here for a little while, about 29 cents. We may be in a range for a little while before we actually get up there. So this one may play out a little bit slower. But, you know, it is a very interesting area to, you know, if you're trying to build a bag that may do something and it may get back up to $2, $5. You've been at 17 cents. There could be some possibilities there. Bosun Protocol is one that I have not talked about in a while, and I do have a little bag of this. She's been doing pretty good lately, and she did something interesting. Falling in this, you know, messed up triangle, and she did a bear trap, and I have not looked at this. I had this at buy price. My juicy buy zone was right here, and I've not looked at this since I've in a while. I've just let my bags be where they be. So interesting thing is that we got a bear trap, retested it, came back in the pattern, and now we got a breakout. So this one's actually kind of looking kind of bullish now. And we got some volume, not the volume that I really want to see. Right now we got rising volume, or rising price and falling volume. Tell me we might get a pullback here in a little bit, but it's looking strong. It's above the 9 moving average. Ichimoku Cloud's looking kind of nice here on the daily. 4 hours looking juicy too. So this one's kind of moving right now. Let's get a target here. Okay, coming up here at this weak resistance area. About 36 cents may be in play for this little guy. A pullback can definitely happen around 16 to 17 cents. But could double your money from basically the area where we're at now up to the 37% or 37 cent area. So Boson looks like it's trying to do a little bit of something. It's still in bottom territory, and it looks like it's, you know, maybe in this range for a little while. So I think 38 cents may be the major target for the short term. Long term, this guy's got some legs, and you know, we've seen it up to $4 before. May see 276 out of it long term, possible. Let's see if we got a little bit of confluence with that with the Fibonacci. Yep, at the old 618. Gotta change that to a yeller. See how that worked? These little triangle patterns are really fun to play with. All right, so we're gaining a level here in Boson. So I see some good things for Boson. Not saying it's the greatest time to get in, but if you've been in, you're probably feeling a lot better, a lot happier about it. All right. Oh, getting sleepy now. Oh, crap, I'm Kanye again. How did that happen? Jeez. All right, I guess I'm Kanye tonight. I don't know when I switched over. Moonman says, I feel like it's causing more gambling than investing. Or at least for me. Well, yeah, there's definitely a risk-taking gambling kind of aspect to a lot of these. But investing wise, man, we're still in great territory to build bags for this bull market. We're starting to get toward the end of that, but we're seeing some of these things pull back. Still not a bad time to you know, top off some bags and things like that. Although I do expect us to get a little bit of pullback here with altcoins before too long. River says, "Great, can we take a look at Labs Group and CTI Clintex?" We looked at them before, right? Labs, I thought was... Seems like that one struck me as kind of interesting. So we'll take a look at Labs here. All right. I guess I'm this dude again. All right. Labs. Guess we're going with KuCoin. Oh, well, I've already been here on KuCoin. Okay, that's where we charted it last time. So we were looking at the breakout of a falling wedge, looks like. Let's go to the daily, zoom out just a little bit. Okay, partial decline on a megaphone pattern. That's where we're at. Let's get rid of this yellow line so we can see the chart. Mercy, mercy. Well, let's zoom out even more. Let's zoom out to the weekly. Because the weekly looks kind of interesting here. MACD's liking it. It's already got its cross here on the weekly. That means this one should be, has a good chance to be on to roll up. We don't have targets or anything here, do it. Good. I'm just gonna clean this off so I can get rid of those little bitty things. Same ideas apply. And we got that, guys. More like that. Candle body closes, yeah. So this particular guy has like a 55% chance to break to the upside. This particular megaphone. This is a right angle broadening, opening broadening pattern, technically, by Thomas Bukowski. It's a type of megaphone, but the top line is basically straight. And so that's we got that going on. So 55% chance that this one breaks to the upside. It's found a partial decline here, or AKA Also a possible double bottom scenario. It's a little bit lower than where we were, but so we do have to get back above this price before we officially start getting bullish. But it's trying to do that, and it's getting above the 9 moving average on the weekly, so that's a good sign. It's got signs that it's trying to do that, and this may be the bottom, but it has to get over this hurdle. What is that? 32.18. 0.003218. So if we get over that, that'll be good for more upside. Now we can come over to the daily, see what's going on here. Not as getting as much love here. We're getting rejection on the daily right here at that same area. It had it for a few candles and then it lost it, man, this area. So that is now resistance again and rejection because we're dropping the 9. There's a chance it can recover from this because this area here, top of these areas, is also right here at the 21 moving average. So we got a little bit of a confluence saying that it should be a stronger form of support. So it may come down there and bounce and then try to go above this again. That may be what we see play out there. But we do need to see it get above this area and ideally above this one here at 44 cents. I'd like to see it get above that, just a little bit more confirmation. But it looks like it's trying to do something. Money flow's coming to the upside. Oh man, I'm getting sleepy. There's a little bit of bearish divergence here on the daily. So I find that just it's hidden bearish divergence, meaning that the trend should still continue to the same direction, meaning that number should go down a little bit more, which is what happened here on this peak. So the question, I guess, is how far it will come down, and I think it may hold about 26.43 in that area, and then we may see a little bit of swing up. Draw back here to the weekly, and with this pattern partial decline like what it's trying to do, once it confirms that, then we'll be coming back up to, you know, 0.00194. Did we drop a 0 there? That might be a nice move. Sometimes you actually got to measure these things out, and yeah, that's a 5x up to the top of the trend line there. Hell yeah. I'm not saying it's going to instantly go up there. They're on the week here. This one will take months to play out. But a possible 5x there. Really low risk trade since you're down here in the bottom area. So that's kind of cool. So I do see it coming back to this 21 moving average. It's finding support on the 50. Might hold, but you know, usually it'll bump that 21 again. But there's definitely a trade set up here. And I don't know, there may be perpetual futures on this, but a spot trade's just as good. And you can get in and then you can put, you know, a fairly tight stop loss. Chances are lower that it will break below these top wicks over, or these top candle bodies over here. So putting a stop loss below those levels should be fairly safe there. And then the possibility, where did our target go? I didn't erase that, did I? It's way up here, man. I mean, it is a long play. You've got lots of places that you can take profit, but that's a good return, man. 78-to-1 risk reward ratio, and that's with the 8% stop loss. You can have bigger and still have a big turnaround. I would just, you know, at this point, if you're doing spot, you can definitely afford a bigger stop loss. But that's cool. That's for a swing trade. This is an awesome looking swing trade in my personal opinion. And you can still even be conservative and just wait for confirmation, you know, for us to get above this level if you want to wait. Even getting in at was it 0.0004? Wait until we get some confirmation, like a 4-hour time frame, for instance. Oh, we've already got it on the 4-hour. Look at that. 4 hours already bullish. We already had the golden cross. We're just working on retesting this, maybe to the 200 moving, maybe to the 100, right here in this zone where I got a red line, where we're coming down to, and then up. This is a great setup with possible 5x just as it starts getting started. Just as it starts getting started. That's not even after the break. That's just to get to the top of the channel. The breakout, wherever it happens at, can roughly take you up to this area at 0.0038. And I'm probably get an even more accurate target. And this one over here at 0.0054 is definitely on the radar. That's an 11x. This one's got potential. Let's go over to let's check this out, because this would be a longer term play. So I just like to check out the token. Why are you not giving me all the stuff I'm looking for, man? Okay, I guess I'm sticking with CoinGecko now. It was Labs, right? LAVS. Well, that's odd, because I'm pretty sure we looked at it somewhere. And it's here on TradingView, and it's on bigger exchanges. Why are you not here? What am I missing here? What is it? Labs V2? Is that what it is? Let's take a look at that. .00029. Is that what we're looking at? Okay. I just didn't recognize it there. Labs version 2. Labs Group has recently migrated from their old contract to a new one. That's usually kind of weird when they do that. I don't know if they try to make it better, I guess. 10 billion maximum supply. 20% of that is circulating right now, so there are unlocks and things like that that can be coming, so that may affect this as a long-term hold. But all-time high 2 years ago is 14 cents, and we're talking about getting to 0.0038 cents to make a 10x. I kind of like it. Where's that post-it note that I never look at? Dang it, let's add it to that one. Stay right there. Make me see you. So, and I think I found this one kind of interesting the last time we looked at it. I think we actually looked at the website last time. So, interesting there. All right, and we got CTI Clintex. Oh, tiny nano market cap, $1.2 million market cap. Total supply 191 million coins. Half of that is in circulation. Interesting. And coin market cap just does not have it yet. That or they're having some problems. So interesting. All-time high 2 years ago is 39 cents, and we are at 1.5 cents now. So it might make it back there. It might. Depends on how many tokens are unleashed over the next 2 years in this bull market, which could definitely affect things. So they got it over on KuCoin's PancakeSwap, QuickSwap, Gate.io has it as well. And I think everything still applies here for targets. Nothing has changed. We're still trying to get a breakout basically of a falling wedge. It's kind of it's one of those where we got a bigger peak and just came, you know, into some accumulation here. These are going to be the tricky areas right here. Let's make it a different color. At 4 cents is going to be a little bit of a hiccup for it, I believe. And currently sitting at 1.5 cents. Looks like we got a it's an 886 retracement. A little bit below. I think I'm starting to remember looking at this one where we went just a little bit below and now we're coming back up. All right, so the deal on this one would be to take Fibonacci from the swing high to this swing low, and then we get our targets, and that's where we get, yeah, that's exactly the ones we got. The 618 and 786 are the two main targets. That's at 5 cents and 6 cents accordingly. We've got to see it get above 2.5 cents basically. Where's my paintbrush? It's got to get above here. That's the main target. We got to see it get above. That's where we're headed. We'll put it that way. We're headed there. We need to head there, and we need to get above it. If we don't, we're looking at coming back down and maybe doing a retest of this area at 0.006, half a penny, or maybe a little lower. So we got to see it get above that. And from where it is now, to that point is a nice little trade of 70%. So there's definitely a trade there for someone willing to take that risk. And I'm on the daily here. First, we're going to move up to the 200 moving average, and that's going to be at about 19 cents. We're losing the 9 moving average, so that's a little concerning. So it just means a pullback, basically. And here we are on the 4 hours, so a good place to add this to your bags or to jump in, put a little nibble in, if you're so inclined, if you're interested in this project or taking that trade, which could be a 70% gain. It's basically down here at the 200 moving average because we lost the 50. Now we're coming back to the 100 is how it should play. Unless we just, by chance, it can happen. I don't think that it will happen, but I'm not going to rule it out. Looking for divergence as we speak. A little bit of divergence forming, but just not strong enough. You can see a bounce off that cloud. You can see that. So I'm not going to rule that out, but we should, since we lost the 50, we should be coming down here in about, what is that, 1.4 cents. So good place in my personal opinion to add that. And even coming down here, there's a chance it could come down lower. It could, but it should bounce from there. It should. And that's pretty much the breakout area of this trend line too. So we got that going for us there. So still overall, it looks good. And then 2.5 cents being the first target. And that's a pretty impressive gain. Just to go from there. That's a 78% return on your investment. You throw $100 into this and then you take out 178 at the end. And you can get a very tight stop loss. Ah, that was the wrong one. Learn what you're doing, Road. Why are you talking? Learn what you're doing, Road Dog. We got the voice tracks on now. So the cool thing is about this is you can use extremely tight stop losses because if we start breaking below that 200 moving average and then 100 moving average price, I mean, we can wick below it, but we close candles below it. I mean, I can go right underneath these areas. This move is over, it's headed down. So 5% stop loss, in my opinion, is cool. I like tight stop losses myself. But if I'm trying to build a bag, I don't even play with stop losses because I'm playing with the bottom territories. So some people play it that way. If it goes wrong, you got that bag. That's just how that works. But 15 to 1 risk reward ratio, just to get up to the target we need to get to try to flip above, to be officially, more bullish. If we get rejected there, you're still made 85%. So pretty awesome. Evan says, I can't imagine your wardrobe when we Lambo. Me either. You can't even see what I got on right now because of the filter. But it's It's like purple and black zebra stripe. Crazy. The Kanye face looked pretty good on here, I'd say. It probably did look good with Kanye, didn't it? Because the filter doesn't hide me like this one. This one kind of darkens everything. But yeah, I've got some... Oh, I got some things a little bit flashy. Trying to bring a little bit of Nashville into it. I miss my home. I'm just an old Nashville boy. AI bots, I was referring to earlier. Oh, okay, that's what we were. I'm fighting with this box on my chat thing. Oh, and I missed a lot of the chat here. Have you seen Tia? I have. That's on it's a Cosmos ecosystem coin, and it just got listed, I think, on Mex. Did it just get on Mexc? It just got listed on Crypto.com, I think. So it's kind of hot, and then it's got a lot of attention on it right now, so it would naturally kind of go up. As far as what it does, I've not looked into it, and I need to check and see if I even got an airdrop. Because staking Atom and staking Osmo and things like that qualifies you for airdrops for a lot of these Cosmos ecosystem things, plays. And I'm not even keeping up with my airdrops lately. They slowed off a little bit, but now there's some more. So get that free money, make it work for you, cash it out when the top of the market. My game plan. There is a butt ton of these, looks like. The maximum supply is unlisted. Total supply is 1 billion? Not horrible. Circulating supply is about 1/10 of that, so we got that to go for us. So for it to maintain $2 as they kind of unleash tokens, just throwing it out there for what it is, it makes it increasingly hard to keep that, and it makes it hard for it to go up. So that's going to be something working against it. Right now we got $2 just because we only have a fraction of what's going to be unleashed. $318 million market cap, still, in a decent area. All-time high was just 9 hours. I mean, this is basically a new project here. So, but being the low circulation that we have right now, I mean, we can definitely see some movements, but if it reaches an all-time high. This cycle, it may not reach that all-time high again in further cycles. So let's check this little guy out. Tia, we just got you on Bitmax, is that it? Should I just type in Celestia? I mean, there's other places, dude. It should be on... Won't trade in view. You're supposed to be on top of all this. All right, so I guess we're going with the... Well, that's futures. I'm not really wanting futures. I guess we're going with BitMEX. And apparently it's just been listed over there too. So it's got a lot of new coin hype. It should be on Osmosis. Do we not have that? I can't imagine that. It may be on... Okay, we got more history over here on Binance chain. I think Binance can hook up through Cosmos 2. So this gives us more information. So I see it coming down to this trend line, a good possibility of doing that. So on a, it's at 3.8 cents now. Oh, this is... And we got up to 21, that's a big drop, 21 cents over here, and we're dropping down to 3 cents. This is on 1 hour. Let's go back to, let's see if we get some yeah, something's not right there. Okay, this is it. This is Tia. This is on BitMEX. Let's keep up with this one at 223. This is right. I was on the wrong one for someone. Not a whole lot of information. Below the non-moving average, so we really got all we got is the small time frames to go with, and not the greatest. Honestly, I think you'll see with this one, a lot of this is just the newness and everything about it. it's not uncommon to see them come back, you know. I'm going to throw this out here probably at $2.02. We might see that. Although, I mean, I'll give it props. We got to bounce off the 786. We couldn't hold the 618 there. May see 220. That may come into the picture. If it really starts getting lackluster, people start leaving, and gosh, I think we already lost it. Several different levels. That was the first one we lost. There's another one, and then if it wants to remain bullish, we got to see it hold about 218, 220. We got to see that. That's the only hope for us going up. If it loses that, I think we're coming back to $2.02. It's just an early new coin, and a lot of people are FOMOing in with new things, and I'm sure I'm not sure about the project or anything. I do like Cosmos ecosystem projects, but there are a lot of tokens that can be unleashed over the next little bit. One project that is moving over on Osmos, Cosmos is Osmos. Osmosis, that's the DEX over there, and it was down a little bit. She got down kind of low, like in the 2023, and now she just popped up. So she's had a good move from this bottom over here, and shooting for that daily 200 moving average there. And this support resistance area, it needs to get above that 48 cents. It gets above 48 cents. Could be looking at some more good times for Osmosis, heading on up to 68 and above. I've seen this thing get up to $11 before. I don't know if it will have that on the history on CoinGecko. It's kind of before it became more widely known. I like it because I got the airdrop and just put it to work for me, but always a possibility of a rejection here and getting a double bottom. But we do have that little sliver of green on the Ichimoku. We're in the green cloud. She may be getting ready to go. I like what she's been doing. If she can hold 33 cents and let that be our retest, we're looking toward 48 cents on that one. So it's just been moving. A lot of the Cosmos ecosystem coins have been moving. Claudio, hey, welcome to the show, man. Have you seen Tia listed on at BingX? I haven't seen it at BingX, but it's being listed in a lot of places. That's so it's getting a lot of exposure. And I would just caution it being new. There's a lot of hype, and then after that settles down, with the tokenomics it's got, we can probably, I wouldn't doubt you'd see it go to 75 cents or something like that. It sounds bearish right now, but right now it's just in hype stage. If you were in it before the hype and all this listings you're making, all the early investors, yeah, they're doing good. They're going to make that money. They're going to dump on these great prices. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Not bashing the project, not even, that's just how these token things go when they're first launched, and it got hit on a lot of exchanges. So it's on BingX, on Crow, Crypto.com, right? I think it's over, I'm sure it's on MEXC. Are you on MEXC? I got MEXC pulled up here. Tia, it's on MEXC. So there you go. Everybody listed it all at once. No wonder it's pumping. But will it sustain that? With the tokenomics, I'm not seeing it sustain that. And we just don't have I mean, it's just too early to chart. We just don't have enough history. All we know is that we're flagging out. And what kind of hit? Come on now. Thank you for all the all that. So $2 and $2.54. That's the range that we've been in. So again, and it surprised me why it's not listed over here yet, but it is over on, and we got the same thing here. So I mean, you can look at it. There were, you know, we switched. It was in a rising trend, and now we're not. Even throw a little Elliott wave on there. 5 ways up, ABC correction, and now it may be maybe starting to do something. It's just, I don't see it. Even on the 3-minute, we're below the 9-moving average. 15-minute, we're below the 9-moving average. 36-minute, we're below the 9-moving average. 1 hour, we're below the 9-moving average. This all means that we are officially in a downtrend right now. It's only the 1 minute that's starting to reclaim it. And is that going to be enough? Not really, because we lost this. We lost this guy. We lost this one. This one says that we could move down to right down here to where we have confluence with the 786. We're headed there. And we just got some more confluence. I'm pretty sure there's a measure move takes us right down there to that Fibonacci area. We're headed down, baby. And from there, we may bottom and we can look. But really the sad thing is there's just not enough chart information to get a solid play. But if this does work, we got touch there. We got a touch there. If we do, that could be a 1-to-1 AB equals CD kind of move. Meaning that next target up would be 255. So maybe that's helpful. Another thing that we can do is this, and I've got a little cheat area, the -27. It's coming at 257, so there's a little confluence there. Since we don't know for sure where the bottom is, I'm going to speculate. And with this Fibonacci coming down to touch that area, and I'm going to speculate that 238 will be a little bit of an area for rejection. And then we've also got confluence with a 1.272, also with our ABC equals CD measure move. 272, 256 may be coming into play if it does find a bounce here at 220. That's the best I can get for TIO with such little price history. Let's see if that works out. All right, guys, it is almost 1:30 in the morning. Man, I appreciate you guys for being here. If you can, hit that like button before you leave. I'm going to call it a night, and I'll be back tomorrow night with some more teaching plays. Get your altcoins ready for us tomorrow night. You get a list, I'll get a list, and we'll just go in and out between them, have some fun with it, and see what's going on, and see what we can learn from each other, guys. All right. It's way past my bed. Just not really. I go to bed very, very late, even later than this, but I need to change that. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade out of the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was part your life. Basic